Thank you so much, and I will not say much. I will just build on what has been said so far. I'm Aliou Niang, a union faculty, and I teach New Testament in conversation with post-colonial concerns. I'm a native of Senegal, the oldest former French colony in West Africa. Raised in a Jola community in the southern region of the country. The Jola were one of the groups of people who lived in the protectorate labeled by the colonial system as uncivilized because of their fierce resistance to the French occupation, but also because they were inspired by their strong belief to preserve their social religious notions of freedom, faith, traditions, and a subsistence-based economy where farming rice is what they all did, and some of them still do. As the crushing weight of French colonial occupation on most Senegalese people appeared permanent, and the daunting need for independence became an increasingly non-negotiable just cause to actualize, many thinkers of African descent from African continent and the diaspora gathered in Paris in 1956 to make their voices heard. It was on that occasion that Léopold Sédar Senghor, who became the first president of Senegal from the 60s to the 80s, offered the following remarks, and I quote, "The Negro is a man of nature. He lives on the soil and with the soil and in and by the cosmos." As I just heard a minute ago, and we all heard from the Pope, we are aware that in some corners of the globe, humans are experiencing the chilling effects of sobbing skies and vanishing glaciers. Others, including my Senegalese country, are also experiencing the effects of savannas who are now being affected by the desert, but also some of our forests being reduced to lumber, commercial logging, and to echo Genesis 2:5. Rains rare as if there is no humans to cultivate the ground. In addition, empires impose new market economy and agricultural practices seriously destabilize the Jola agricultural practice by introducing a new cash crop, a cash crop that led to power differentials between men and women. Wives who once enjoyed cultivating and working the field with their husband now find themselves working the rice fields alone. And most of the men joined the new introduced economic pursuit by producing peanuts and also earning money. From that, women depended on their husband for financial support. This brings me to joining this discussion about climate concerns and global warming. Human nature, mutuality, and the common good has always been the divine intention for creation, according to the three faiths that affected me and shaped me to this point. I'm talking about Christianity, I'm talking about my African traditional beliefs, and I'm talking also about Islam. Biblical authors tell us that creation was God's idea. An author by the name of Palmeret, looking at the Jola agricultural practices, said this, that the Jola believed that God made a coherent natural order of which humans are an integral part. We humans and nature share the earth, and it is the quality of the relationship we maintain with nature that determines whether she sustains or revolts against us. Genesis 2:15 reminds us that it is the divine intention for humans to cultivate the land and not keep it abusively. Biblical voices encourage us to relate to nature as a living subject that sustains life and may withhold it should we turn her into an object for exploitation. If creation is divine property, then we must rethink our participatory role, namely, as responsible tenants. Our discussion this morning builds on the Pope's message, as I said earlier, but I will quote from something he said yesterday to the Congress. Here are his words. The common good also includes the earth. Now it is the time for courageous actions and strategies aimed at implementing a culture of care and an integrated approach to combating poverty, restoring dignity to the excluded, and at the same time protecting nature. Yes, now that we have the knowledge and power to make a difference, it is up to us to ensure creation's groaning, mentioned by the Apostle Paul in Romans 8:19-22, does not turn into an everlasting grief. Might the explicit divine decision not to destroy life by flood in Genesis 9:13-16 have been, in fact, an implicit question as to whether another universal flood would be of our own making? To conclude, the words of the Pope and Senghor and my elders resonate with many things that I would say now. That is what I learned in my Jola group of people. As Senghor said, that we humans live by the soil, with the soil. And that we should also remember that we're part of the cosmos. My grandparents, as well as some other elders, always ended the yearly ritual of the beginning of the rice farming season, saying to us these words: "Children, we must ever learn to hear, understand, and interpret the delicate language of nature, and see her pains, her tears as ours, in order to live and exercise a responsibly caring, symbiotic life with her, for her fate, it's ours." Thank you.